Welcome to Girl Sessions Podcast.
We want Girl Sessions to be a safe space where whether you come to kick back, relax, or get some advice.
I'm your host, Coco, and joining me as always,
Raya.
Today we have a guest.
Yes, we have this beautiful black queen joining us today.
Hey
Rita.
guys. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be on your podcast today.
Period. We glad to have you today. I'm
for
glad
being
you
here.
showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to be talking about just like being a black woman in her 20s while touching on like certain topics. So like before we get into that, how are you doing, Rita? How you doing today?
I'm good. Enjoying my summer. How are you guys?
We're good. I'm good. Today was it was a good day.
That's
Just to put it in terms, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Today you were off, right?
Yeah, I was off
Get
today.
some time to relax.
Yeah.
I had a shift today, so I worked today, and yeah, it was kind of busy today at work, but I'm happy to be here and to be off work.
That's good.
That's good.
So, Rita, just give us like a little background. Like, what makes Rita who she is today? Like,
Okay.
like, who is Rita?
Well, let's see. Okay, I grew up in. Okay, sorry. If I mess up, is it okay?
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm 21 years old, and I was originally born in Nairobi, Kenya, and my parents moved here when I was 2 years old, and they came here for, like, education purposes and to give my sister and I a better future. So, I grew up in Edmond, Oklahoma, and, like, I went to Edmond Public Schools, and then during COVID, I went to an international school for 2 years in New Mexico, and that's where kind of, like, I gained my, like, independence and love for travel, because I moved out when I was, like, 17. So I feel like I was, like, kind of, like, forced to grow up faster, and also just gaining my independence, like, before most people, like, 18 and 19. And then after those 2 years, I graduated in 2022, and then I went to the University of Oklahoma, where I'm currently a junior studying management information systems. And post-grad, I want to go into, like, international business and things like that.
Period. Rita got it going on.
I love to hear that, though.
Yeah.
Like, just even not being afraid to go and make jumps and, to go travel, to get your independence, to go see the world. I love to travel, too, so I definitely relate.
Yeah, I love traveling.
You've, been out the country?
Yeah, so this January, I just came back from a 4-month study abroad program, and it was semester at sea, where I went to 10 different countries and was doing my studies.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, I've seen, like, on your stories and stuff on Instagram, like, semester at sea. Like, I never even heard of that until I
Really?
seen it.
Yeah.
Till I seen you do it.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you get the opportunity? Like, what made you interested in that? Like, how'd you find it? Like, how'd you know about it?
Yeah, so actually through the international school program that my sister and I both went to when I was in high school, it's like a partner program. So once you graduate from the, like, international schools, you have, like, access and scholarships to go to semester at sea. And so I always knew I wanted to study abroad, but I didn't know exactly where. And semester at sea sounded like the perfect thing. Like, you get to get a taste of, like, all these countries, and you don't have to be committed to one place. And yeah, I knew I wanted to do it during college. So like during my freshman year, like the first semester, I just went to my advisor and I was like, I want to study abroad. And then I was like, I need to go on semester at sea. So I applied and everything, and it was like the best thing I've ever done in my life. So yeah.
That is amazing. That's so dope. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Thank you.
Did you go with anyone else, or was it just you?
No, it was just me, and then I just, like, met people when I got there and on social media. Yeah.
I feel like that would make me so nervous to, like, go and
Yeah.
just,
It
like,
was
embrace
nerve-wracking.
it, make the
Yeah.
friends, Yeah.
It's really brave, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we hold ourselves back from a lot, just being scared to, like, put ourselves out there and try something new. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad you did that. You said it was the best time of your life. Like,
Yeah,
I can see how it was.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. I feel like you definitely getting the most out of your life, out of your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Just living it up, which I feel like is the ultimate goal,
Right.
which, like you were saying, most people are kind of afraid to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I see, like, you have your own business.
Yes, I do. I'm a full-time nail tech. Well, part-time with school, but yeah, that's, like, my main job. And I started that during COVID too, so.
Like, was it, like, self-taught or, like?
Yeah, so it's kind of like I learned off YouTube and just, like, watching other nail techs and stuff like that. And so I specialize in Gel X, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at your nails, and they're so cute.
Thank you.
They are.
I'm gonna do y'all's nails one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, on me though, cause you guys let me come on.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so we can get into our first topic. Importance of sisterhood and authentic friendships. And I know, like, with you, like, traveling and, like, meeting all these new people and all these different people, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it's important to pinpoint, like, when a friendship is real or not.
It definitely is, yeah.
So, like, how do you pinpoint, like, a real friendship when it comes to knowing a lot of people?
Okay, I love this question because I actually feel like studying abroad and doing opportunities that were away from home made me really realize like the meaning of true friendship and how important it is, because like I always heard like when you get opportunities, like the people around you, how they react is kind of shows like how much they like actually like value you and see the importance of you succeeding. And I feel like if you have opportunities in your life that are like good and like, I don't know, not a lot of people get, then I feel like either there can be people supporting you or like secretly hating on you and like kind of like telling you discouraging things. Like I had a few people in my life like that. Actually, one of my exes was like that, and it just was like super discouraging because it was like something I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm young, like I don't want to be settled down to anything. Like I feel like I should continue to like go out and like find myself and like find what makes me happy and stuff like that. So I just feel like it's important to like surround yourself with people who can support you no matter where you are in the world, and like support your footsteps and just support your small and big wins, and then just like just like genuinely supporting you. I feel like it's really important.
That's definitely important. I feel like that's number one, like having that support. And like when you don't, when it's like they're trying to like underestimate you or downplay you and your plans or things that you have planned, like that definitely shows what type of people you have around, honestly. And they're really literally secretly hating on you if they really are. Underestimate you, downplay you, and try to talk down on your plans. Because,
I feel like that's probably the biggest thing in friendships is people who uplift you, like you were saying. They hold you accountable, and they want the best for you. Like, it's not, okay, she's leaving, you know, to go study. That's good for her. Like, it's not about you. It's not about, oh, I can't see her no more. You know, you should be happy for your friend, you know? And I feel like that's, people put themselves so much into, you know, their friends, like, you know, you got to be able to detach that and be happy for them at the end of the day.
I agree, yeah.
I definitely agree, too. And I also just, like, came to the realization that you have to give people in your life, like, the correct title. Like, when it comes to, like, associates, their colleagues, or friends, best friends, like, things like that. Because you can go wrong giving somebody the wrong title, and they're not living up to those expectations of that title. So like I say for myself, like when I was in school and stuff, I did have a lot of associates but not many friends. Like I knew a lot of people, but I wouldn't necessarily like call them a friend now as I'm thinking back. So like, do y'all feel like y'all have a lot of associates, or like do y'all feel like y'all know the correct title for the people in y'all life? And like, you know, how do y'all like differentiate that? I guess that's my question.
I agree with you. I think growing up, like you have a lot of people that you know, you went to school with them, you talked a lot, so they become, you know, your best friend or your friend. No, really they're an associate. And I think now as I've gotten older, there's a criteria to be close to me and to be a friend. There is a criteria, you know, like not everybody can just be considered a close friend of mine, you know, because I feel like I gave that title out way too easily and people weren't deserving of it, you know?
Facts.
Yes, so true.
And I'm still learning that now. I've had friends for years that's been friends for years. I knew them for a long time, but like I try to keep it like, oh yeah, this is my best friend only because I knew them for this amount of years. But the whole time they really turned out to be an associate. Like, okay, girl, if I see you, I'm gonna say hey, and that's it. Like I'm starting to put them in the right categories.
Yeah.
I definitely have friends who would hate or make like sneak dissing comments, things like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know, that's not my friend. Or I tell people about it, and like I forget who it is, but someone was like, girl, that is not your friend. Like, and it seems so simple, like you feel like you should know that already, but I feel like it definitely took me some time to realize, you know.
Yeah, I definitely got told like that is not your friend.
No, yeah.
And you don't be wanting to hear
And
it.
it's like,
first.
yeah, you must be jealous or something. But no, the whole time, you know, other people can really see. They not the whole time they not trying to like be jealous or nothing. They just trying to, you know, like they can see things better than you can.
Yeah. Oh, I was also gonna add, like, yeah, into like getting older, I feel like it's easier to like differentiate like who's like important and like kind of like category friends. I have friends that I go out with, friends that I tell things to, friends I go to advice for, because I just feel like, I guess there is some times where like one person can be everything for you, but also sometimes in life there's certain people that like can keep you grounded in certain areas. So I guess just identifying that is just like, see who's really like genuine, and like also who's there when like things aren't always going good, because I feel like everyone's around when things are going great, but like who's there when like times are hard and just like you need like that extra support.
That's true.
I'm really trying to have an everything friend though, because I feel like I did that for so long, where I had friends who, okay, these are my going out friends, right? Those friends, they cool, we have a good time, we go out. They're never checking in, they're never saying, hey Chloe, how are you doing, you know, whatever, that, you know, they don't really know me that well, you know. They just know how to get me, you know, get me going. But
that's when I start to just sit back and, you know, I pull my scissors out, like, you know, I gotta cut you off, because like, or I just can't consider you a friend, but like I don't want to just have that person. I don't know, I guess it's necessary to have those different people, but like me, like I do be one that everything friend, and then I feel like if you're not the everything friend, then like you're not my friend.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, I guess I gotta take a step back and like, you know, okay, you're my friend for this, and that's okay.
I go back and forth, because the everything friend is amazing and like it's ideal, but then like you don't want, I don't know, it's like you shouldn't have to take everything out of like one person, you know. Like sometimes it is good to have different people in your life for different things, and you just, I don't know how I'm trying to put it into words, but like I don't know how to describe it.
Do y'all feel like it's harder to make friends when you get older, or is that just like a myth that people always say? Like they always say like make your friends now, and then like, because like when you get older it's harder to make friends, or is it just like the type of person you are, I guess, that like make a difference?
I actually think a little bit of both. I feel like when you get older it is harder, but also it also depends on the person. But I feel like it's harder when you get older, just because like people like are kind of like so established, and you know when people are older they kind of have like their set in stone mindsets, and it's like when you're younger it's like easy to like have a change mindset or learn new things, but like when you meet people you kind of meet them where they're at when they're older, so it's kind of just like either like you know how to be in someone's life or you don't, and like, you know, people are getting married, engaged, and having kids, and it's also like that aspect, knowing that you can't always hang out with somebody, or just like different things. We're at so different stages in our 20s and our 30s, so I think it is harder actually.
Yeah,
but I feel like the friendships you make in your 20s are definitely unmatched. Like even the friends, people you have been friends with since you was in high school, like it's just unmatched. They understand things without you even having to explain it, because they were there, you know. And I feel like that can be unmatched. But then you kind of grow, and you really don't need that friend, you know, who knew everything, because you've kind of grown from your past too. So
that's true.
They both can play a role.
Yeah, I definitely feel like friends are definitely important in your life. Like friends become family at the end of the day, because you know like your family, your parents and stuff, like they're gonna get older and stuff like that, and the friends that you make, the important friends that you make, like they're just bound to stick around like throughout your life. So I definitely feel like friends are important, and like I used to be like I kind of still am like the antisocial type, so I'm really trying to just like open myself up to making friends. Yeah, and if you for me, if you ain't, you ain't.
Period.
So I guess we can move on to our next topic. Getting out of your comfort zone as like a woman, and just as a woman, being a young woman. I know it can be kind of hard for some people, but some people it can come easily, just like being themselves and not having to overthink a lot of things. What steps do you feel like are necessary to get out of your comfort zone when it comes to anything, I guess, making friends, like you traveling, doing all those things? Like, what steps did you feel like made you ready to get out of that comfort zone?
I feel like you can't be afraid. Like you have to be able to talk yourself out of your fears. Like I'm a person who's going to have them fears. I'm a person who's going to think about anything I do before I do it, overthink it. And I do feel like I have to kind of remind myself, like, okay, it could go well, it could be amazing, you know, it could be beneficial for you. And it also feels amazing, like, as you start making your small jumps, like, you become, like, more encouraged to make bigger and bigger and bigger jumps. So I feel like definitely taking it little by little and, you know, just reminding yourself that you can do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think I agree with what you said about, like, just, like, you have to, like, face that fear and just go out and do it. Like, as cliche as it sounds, it's kind of just one of those things where you just have to, like, do it, honestly. And then also, sorry, I had a brain fart.
That happened all the time.
No, it
I was
does.
trying to say something. That's crazy.
But we can definitely come back to it.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot.
But yeah, I agree with y'all. Like, fear nobody, for real. Literally, like, and you definitely have to push yourself to get out there. Like, don't belittle yourself. Don't make yourself small. Like, make yourself big. Be the light, and just push yourself and go for what you want. Like, I feel like that's been my issue. Just, like, sitting around trying to wait. But, like, I literally have to get up and push myself. It's not just go come, basically. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if I want to do something that's out of my comfort zone or out of the norm, like, it's not just going to come easy because it's obviously out of the norm. So I just say, like, just push yourself to get to where you want. And it's always worth it getting out of your comfort zone. Don't nobody want to be the same forever. Don't nobody want to do the same thing forever.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to have the same mindset forever. I know I don't.
Yeah.
So
I definitely have been playing it safe lately. And it's not as rewarding as when I was, like, pushing myself and really giving it, like, you know, all I had, you know. It's just not. But everything comes, like, in ebbs and flows. Like, sometimes you're going to be chilling, and sometimes you're going to be pushing. Like, it just, it's not always going to be, you know, you always trying to.
That's what I be. Like, just the flow of life. Like, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Like, sometimes you motivated, sometimes you just don't want to do nothing. Like, it's always up and down. Like, that's what gets me.
Yeah.
I just be want things to be up all the time so I can just, I don't know, but
You be needing something in that down phase, though.
Yeah,
I feel like you
you're
always
right.
come out with some sort of lesson, or like you needed that, you know?
you're right. Just got to keep it on the prize. Literally. Because I'll be like, it'd be like when I'm up, I'm like, yeah, I can take on the world. I can do anything. Can't nobody stop me. When I'm down, I'm like, oh my God, like, what is life?
Yeah.
But I just got to maintain, keep your honor prize and just going for what you want and what type of life you want.
Do y'all have any goals that y'all feel like fear is keeping y'all from? Or something that you know you want to do in the future that you're kind of like scared to do it?
Moving out of state, I would say. I've had that on my mind for a long time. Probably since I graduated high school. And I'm like, I just graduated high school. What am I doing moving out of state? Like, and I feel like a lot of that comes from, like, people try to underestimate it. Like, why would you move? Like, your family's here. You're not going to know anybody. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But that's one thing. That's probably, like, one of the main things that always on my mind. Like, I definitely want to leave the state and move out of state when the time is right.
I completely agree. That was on my list because I've always wanted to leave. I remember when I was younger, I used to always want to, like, live in California. Now I don't want to do that because it seems like it's so expensive to live. But when you tell people that, like, they're like, why would, you know, like what you said, like, your family's here, Oklahoma's really, you know, cheap to live in, you know, or there's crime here, or there's this and that. It's everywhere you go, you know. It's like, just you gotta try it and live your life. Like, do you really want to live one place your whole life and say, oh, I wanted to go here and I never did it? Like, no.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do more solo travel too, but I'm a little scared to do solo travel just because I be watching, like, those crime documentaries and I be like, I need to stop watching crime documentaries. But
I think mine is, like, taking social media serious because I started YouTube when I was, like, 10, and then I post and then I not post, and then I don't know. I just feel like also a big thing nowadays is, like, silent watchers on social media. So, like, you can see your close friends viewing your stuff but not liking it. And it's not like everyone has to comment, like, repost. But it's just, like, I feel like sometimes the people you know are not always going to be your supporters. And that's kind of hard. So
Definitely agree with that.
yeah.
Even with this podcast coming out.
Yeah.
It's like before you would think, like, well, it's just like when you tell people about it, like, oh, I'm coming out with a podcast or whatever you're doing, and then they're like all excited, and then like the time finally comes or you doing your thing, you consistent with it, and it's like, where those people go? Where they at?
No, yeah.
Where they at?
Crickets. I think we definitely like learned that pretty early on.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we came to the conclusion that like we want our fan base to be and our supporters to be family and friends, but we also want to be people who chose to be there because they really enjoy what we're doing, not just because they're family and friends. Would it feel amazing though? Like, is that what you like expect and you want from your friends? Absolutely. But like, I don't know.
Yeah. How do y'all feel about that though? Like when it comes to like you doing something or you having a business and like the people that you call friends don't really support. Like, is it as important? Like, should we like? How do y'all feel?
I don't know,
because I be ready to cut people off. Like, oh, okay. You ain't like my post.
That's so true. No, yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot recently because I feel like it's becoming worse and worse. I don't know if it's just me, but like I see people talking about it on TikTok, and like even from like my nails business, like I saw this post. Like I always think about like when let's say like my closest friends don't like get their nails done with me, and it's not like I do bad nails. It's just like sometimes people just don't want to like support you on the low, and it's kind of weird. So it's like your friends will always become your clients, but your clients will always become your friends. And I have to always stick with that, even with my personal social media, because it's just, I don't know, it's weird to me, but sometimes I have to not let it get to me, because I'm like, people might have their own reasons, but like for me, all my friends that do like hair or anything, I'm like commenting, reposting, and just like, you know, I don't know, it's, I guess I don't know what it is, but
I don't know.
How you feel about it?
I mean, I guess with the podcast, like, I get everybody don't want to heal and be self-aware and grow. Like, I get that. But, like, it don't take nothing to, like, share it or...
It doesn't.
You know, just little things like that. And, like, even coming on the show. Yeah. But you want to make more content in, like, your business or, like, just in general? Like, taking, like you said, taking social media, like, more serious?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it's like my personal, so like my YouTube and my TikTok. So
Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's important to support, because I think about like myself, like the way I am with my friends, like I'm always gonna show up. I'm gonna be the biggest fan, wearing t-shirts. How can I help? Let me know what, like, you know, I'm that type of friend.
Yeah.
So I be like wanting that in return, but then I'm so open-minded. I'll be like, well, you know, maybe they don't have to, you know. I start talking myself out of it, but I
definitely feel that. Like, I know the type of friend I am. Like, I would definitely be all in if somebody created something, you know, and they was passionate about it and they doing it consistently. Like, I would be all in, but that's just me though.
It's also real sisterhood. Like, that's what I'm wanting from the people in my life, is for them to show up the same way I show up. And it shouldn't be that hard, but it is.
Man,
like, why can't you show up and give 110?
And it's funny because I think that like kind of like answers your question, like kind of on the low, or like inherently it's kind of like, then it's like I kind of have to rethink my friendships, because it's like I'm wanting people to do something they don't want to do on their own, and it's like there's people out there that will do it, relationships and friendships. Like, I don't know,
man,
that's a good point.
I be rethinking everybody.
No, me too.
Everybody finna be cut off if I do it like that.
Yeah,
literally. But like, I just really gotta take a step back. You know what? Everybody's not me. Everybody don't do what I do. They're not, you know, whatever. But I do. It would be nice to have those people that meet you in the middle.
I think do y'all think it's hard to find someone that you're like-minded with and that share the same like morals and values as you?
Very hard.
Very, very, very hard.
Very hard. I'm jealous of those that have that person.
I'm not trying to like put y'all out there, but do y'all feel like y'all have that friend that you feel almost like 60% like? Okay, so it's close, but maybe not like 100. Okay,
yeah, definitely close. Okay, we can go into our next topic. How to evolve. I know all of us in this room, we want to evolve. We don't want to be simple-minded. We don't want to stay where we at. We don't want to stay stagnant. And me personally, I just feel like evolving it's something you really got to put your mind to, because it's way easier to be stagnant and staying where you at than to grow and shoot for the moon, for real. I just feel like that's just when you like take time to be self-aware and like figure yourself out first. I feel like it starts with just figuring yourself out first and learning yourself. What do y'all how do y'all feel about success? Like, how do y'all define it?
I feel like being at peace when no one's around, nothing's happening. Am I happy with who I am and what I've done? Like, that's what I feel like success really is. It's just really having like that genuine like peace and like contentment.
I like that. I can definitely say like there's no limit on it, you know, because it's like just like everywhere you look, this is what success looks like, or this is what you should have, or this is how your life should go to be successful. But I feel like there's no limit on it, and it can definitely look different for everybody. Me personally, I just feel like you said, peace, being at peace mostly. Having a home that I can call home. Being comfortable in a way. And just trying to learn every day, I guess. Like, that's my definition of success. Like, just learning, being in tune with like natural things, I'll say. Yeah.
Do you want to be like in the city? So I always feel like I hear you like you want to have like maybe some land, grow your own fruit.
Yeah, I want to grow my own fruit. I want to have my own garden.
You have some chickens and
yeah, that's what I want. Like, I just want things to be natural for me. Like, all this stuff out here is bad for us.
it is,
and I just want to, you know,
Yeah.
like start from scratch for real. Go outside and get some grapes out the garden.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I think back to the like what evolving is, I always go with like comparison is like the thief of joy, and like when you're evolving looks different for everyone and it takes time. And I feel like just like analyzing like where you are today and like where you want to go and like making those like small footsteps to get there is all equally as important as the end goal, because like showing up for yourself every day is hard, and like working hard to your goals is like really discouraging, or you know. So I don't know, just like when you see other people around you and it's kind of like the life you want to live, it sometimes can be discouraging when you look up and you're like, dang, it's gonna take me a long time to get there, or like I'm not even there yet. But I don't know, I just think like appreciating where you are and like appreciating every day and showing up for yourself is super important.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's crazy because today I was literally like discouraged and like just trying to create a life for yourself is hard. It's not
really
easy,
is.
and it's like very stressful. I was thinking like that person that want a life for themselves and want to create a life for themselves is struggling more than that bum that don't want to do nothing with their life. And it's like, it's just really crazy. Like, it's really hard. It's really not easy. And like you said, we just got to continue to show up for ourselves, because it's going to take hard work. I just feel like, you know, things that come easy aren't worth having. So just got to show up for ourselves every day, even through the discouragement and everything.
And I have to say, like, please enjoy the journey along the way. Like, I feel like I'm a person who's like, I want to be somewhere, and so I will like hyper fixate on it. Like, I'm working every single day to get there, to the point where I'm just running myself ragged at this point. You know, like you have to also like slow down, give yourself grace, enjoy the journey along the way, and just know that like it's all, you know, for the greater purpose at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't speed it up.
Yeah. I'll be doing this. I'll be trying to like just get there, get to the finish line. Like it just sometimes it just be seem like the finish line is so far away, but like you doing so much to get there. Like you just jogging in place, but really you really not jogging in place. Like you're making progress.
Yeah.
You are.
And I feel
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was also gonna say like I also feel like you learn so much along the way that's like you wouldn't have learned that if you weren't on that journey. That like also will like keep you grounded, and just things that will help you along the way. It's important.
Yeah. So how do y'all feel like evolving like as a Black woman? Because I know just being like a Black woman, and like when it comes to like just everything, friendships and everything, like we do need a lot of work when it comes to us evolving together and like sticking together, like lifting each other up. I feel like is like number one, where we could evolve together as black women, because I feel like I just see a lot of things like on the internet or whatever of like us putting each other down and like, you know, just not lifting each other up. Like, what do y'all feel like we need more as a unit to evolve as a unit?
I think people need to be more accepting. And I think I've said this before. I'm gonna keep saying it, but I feel like we try to put ourselves in a box, and like we're just not open-minded to different experiences. Like we see things one way, and I just feel like that's not fair. Like everyone has their different path. Everyone's, you know, completely different. And where I feel like other people and races get a chance to explore and be whatever it is that they want to be, we're more like we have these rules and these criteria, and I don't think it should be like that.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we are so powerful.
We are.
I do. And like, just think if we all just came together like peacefully, joyfully, like positively. You got it. Like, I just feel like, you know, it would definitely make a difference. Like even like with events, more community events with just like Black women, and just us socializing with each other, being nice to each other.
Not putting anyone down. Like,
Yeah.
you see that way too much. And I'll even say that if y'all are seeing like Black women putting other Black women down, you are in control of your feeds. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Like, I have gotten it to where I don't see a lot of negative stuff. I do see like a lot of positivity. Like I see, you know, sisterhood, and I see events, things like that. So it's good to see that. And I feel like if you see something bad, you definitely have to unfollow and just be careful with, you know, because there is an algorithm. Did I say that right?
Algorithm, yeah.
Okay. And they, I mean, I don't know. Just what you've seen on social media, you kind of got to be in charge of that and just, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I was also going to add, like, I think collectively, like, breaking generational curses together is really important. And, like, if you want kids, being better for your kids and, like, showing your kids what other Black women don't get to see is super important. I think that's where it starts.
Definitely. Definitely starts with breaking those curses. Like, even like just like if your mama didn't do it, you have the opportunity to do it, you know. And like, I definitely feel like it can start with us, for real.
It can, yeah.
In our next generation.
Don't be in your 60s saying your mama did it to you, and that's why you did it to your kids.
Don't. Please
it's
don't.
too late.
Yeah.
I do want to highlight things that we do in our community as well. Like, I feel like I always say, like, just the look we can give one another. There's some sort of unspoken, like, thing. We can give each other a look, and we know exactly what one of us thinking. So I do feel like we still have some sort of, like, I think we do have a connection still, you know?
I think so, too.
There is a still strong bond there.
I definitely think so.
I'm trying to think of some more positive things in our... I know we got some.
We do.
We do.
I can say like those like hairstylists. Like I think that's like forever gonna be a thing. Like just going to your favorite hairstylist, you know, that can get you right every single time, and like just making you feel beautiful. Like that's always a positive in our community. What else? I don't know. That was just something I could think of right now. But yeah. Going into our next topic, finding your purpose. Do y'all feel like y'all know y'all purpose, or y'all still trying to find it?
No.
Still trying to find it.
Yeah.
Same. I feel like that's another. It's a struggle, but at the same time, it's not a struggle. Like just trying to figure it out. You know, like what am I here for? What am I here to do? Who am I here to be around?
Do you feel like that's forever changing? Like, do you ever really know your purpose? And when you do, isn't there like a new one almost? Or like, you know, like...
I mean, I feel like it just comes to like when you doing something daily that you love, that like it can be anything, like, you know. And then like when you're around people with good energy that you always feel good around. I feel like that could be a sense of like finding your purpose or having your purpose. But I definitely feel like it can change, I guess, as you grow older, as you like change mindsets.
You might always keep that one, and then maybe you found a new purpose, or you know, and you still do that one, you know.
Yeah, I definitely feel like everything in life is like a season. Like nothing is gonna be forever. Like if you find your
Yeah, I think for me, something I'm working on is like finding my identity in Christ, and then I feel like that also overflows into finding my purpose in this world, because this world has a lot of things that it wants you to kind of like be conformed to, and I don't know, I just feel like if I find my identity in Christ, then everything else doesn't matter. It does matter, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it falls through.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. Like this world is just like put so many things out there that they say we should be conformed to, but whole time no, we're not supposed to be engaged in half the things they put out there for entertainment or whatever it is.
yeah.
And I definitely feel like, you know, like a lot of people do engage in the worldly things and thinking like, you know, they're supposed to be conformed by it, but I definitely agree with like you're not. You're supposed to, you know, be on your mission yourself and finding out what's for you yourself, and you know, with Christ. Do y'all feel like finding your purpose is like a solo mission? Like you're supposed to be doing it by yourself, or like, you know, like you can have like those people that come into your life and like help you out with that, like finding who you are. Do y'all feel like it's a solo mission?
No, I think it takes a village to raise a person and like kind of support a person. Because I think I found a lot of things that I like love and that are part of me through other people. Because other people help me identify those things.
I like that.
Me too.
I think it goes hand in hand. I feel like it's definitely important to make sure it's like for you and you're not being influenced, you know, by other people's just because you like it so much, you know. As it can be easy, I feel like, to fall into that. But yeah, I think it does take someone like showing you, you know, or showing you the ropes. I feel like that's definitely something that's natural.
Yeah. And I want to go back to like being conformed and whatever. I definitely feel like finding your purpose is like looking within instead of outwardly. I just wanted to add that in there because like the whole materialistic things and outwardly things that we think defines us, but whole time we have to look within to figure out who we really are and what really defines us within when we look within. So I definitely feel like that's important. And it definitely starts with doing the background work, the shadow work to figure out who you are and what you like, what you don't like, and why are you the way you are too.
Yeah. Self, God, that's really the combination, I feel like. Yeah.
Definitely agree with that. So I want to talk about like your purpose of your 20s. Because I know we always go back and forth, like you're supposed to be turned late off the walls in your 20s, but also you're supposed to be working hard. You're supposed to be standing on business. You're supposed to be locking in, figuring out what you want to do with your life. What are y'all's opinions on that?
I definitely want to have fun throughout my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, my 60s.
Yeah, because why do they limit it to like a lot of, yeah, like, oh no, you're only supposed to have fun in your 20s, that's it. Stop, your fun stops there. Like, I feel like a lot of, it kind of try to like scare us a little bit, like, this is it. Your 20s are just for fun. Like,
I'm still gonna have fun in my 30s. I mean, like, yeah, 40s, 50s, 60s. Slow it down on the 70s. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that, sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, what are we
like, what are your 20s supposed to be for? Like, because a lot of people say it's supposed to be for having fun. A lot of people say it's supposed to be working hard and just strictly about business.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I saw something on Twitter about this a couple hours ago, and it was kind of talking about like staying the course, like having fun, but also like working hard, because I feel like there can be like an absence of one or the other, or like an abundance of one or the other. Like too much of something is never good. So I think like going out and having fun with your friends in whatever way that may be for you is good for like self-care and like personal time, but also like working hard, because I feel like working hard now so you can rest later, and just grind now. So I don't know. Also, you can build a good like work habit and like that.
Yeah, I don't want to be playing catch up like in my 30s and 40s. Like I don't want to like have a resume that's like bad. So now I gotta go like I don't want to feel like I'm just now getting into the workforce in my 30s. Like I feel like I definitely want that. So yeah, I just still stand on the fact that it's all about a balance and like not overcompensating because you're 20, I gotta go wild out. Like that's you doing too much.
Oh yeah.
Like
I agree. And I feel like a lot of people like on social media, like they try to put those people down that don't go out every weekend, that don't drink every weekend, like, or like they want to call you boring or whatever. It's just like, you know, like it doesn't have to be, like you said, too much of anything. It's not good. So definitely it's all about balance. And I feel like from my experience, my 20s so far, like it's been for like trials and error. Like this is like the season for us to like mess up and learn from that and try again. Like it's okay if you mess up. It's okay to, you know, make mistakes. I feel like that's the right time for now. So like when you are older, more wiser, you know like what not to do.
Yeah.
So like I try to give myself grace for not knowing everything in this moment, in this time, because like I'm growing and this is the season for that. Like if you want to try something new and it doesn't work out for you, that's fine. You want to work here, it doesn't work out for you, that's fine. Like don't beat yourself up over, you know, things like that. Your 20s are for trial and error, I feel like. Going into our next topic, our last topic, spirituality and having a relationship with God. I feel like y'all have a higher power to go to.
Yeah. Definitely believe in God.
Me too.
I also believe in God, and I just feel like it's important to, you know, have that higher power, higher self you go to. I feel like for me, like it just gives me peace. Just knowing that I could, you know, pray about something or call on him for something or, you know, read the Bible for something. Like it just gives me peace and like just knowing that I know nothing, honestly. Like I have this person above me that knows everything and I don't have to struggle with the worldly things because I know there's more to life than that, than those things that, you know, we are introduced to or used to. So how did your relationship start with God?
I feel like mine definitely started through just like growing up. My mom definitely led me to God and, you know, through church. And my grandma always, she wasn't really big on church, but she definitely always like would be in her Bible, and I definitely admired that, like just having that understanding on her own rather than like relying on other things. So I feel like that's how it started for me. I'm still working on like learning it for myself at this age, and like I know a lot of like terms I might have learned from church or from my mom or from, you know, social media, but I definitely want to know it like to my core by myself, you know, which takes time. Like it's a, I don't know. Have y'all read the Bible?
Yeah.
The full thing?
No.
Okay, I'm like, okay, yeah. I
read like different chapters or like I would do like Bible plans and like read those certain chapters, but like when it comes to understanding, that's another thing. But I have like recently, like I feel like, I mean, all my life I knew about God because like my family and stuff, my grandma, we would go to church and stuff. But like recently, like when I started to like become more self-aware and like just start this self-discovery journey, like that's really when like I started to get more into it, like buying Bibles and doing Bible plans and things like that. And I definitely feel like it's important to like start doing your own research and not just like go off based of what other people say. So yeah.
For me, like I grew up in the church and everything, but I feel like I started my own personal relationship with him when I moved out, just because like I try to do things the way that people told me I should or the way that the world was doing it. And for me personally, I just discovered that I can't do this life on my own, and that, I don't know, also gives me peace when I'm going through hard things, that like God wrote our everyday. He knows our today, tomorrow, and like the end of our life. And I don't know, like when people pass away in my life, or like when super hard trials come, I just like know that like God knew this was gonna happen. So it's kind of like not a like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Or like, I don't know, I feel like it just gives me a different like outlook and security in my life.
True. I really like that. I'm definitely working on like, I would love to eventually like start a little, you know, Bible group, a little study group, or find people that I feel like are doing it and, you know, are have the same ideas as me, you know, because I do feel like I find myself in a few, and maybe they're like judgmental or whatever. I just think it's like, that's not the goal of what I believe at all. I think that's like the number one thing. So definitely just finding for myself, maybe finding myself in a group or creating a group.
I'll be here.
Me too.
Okay, say less. I got 3.
Yeah. So, like, I know this can be hard, but, like, it shouldn't be hard because we should always, you know, keep our faith. But how do y'all keep y'all faith in the unknown when it comes to, like, certain situations or, like, you know, like, you're going through something, like, how do y'all keep y'all faith?
It's funny because I feel like when bad things happen, people always want to say, well, why would God do this? Or why, you know, but I feel like that's just, it's life.
You might not know now.
Yeah, that too. Like, I feel like you can't go pointing fingers. Like, this is what we're here for. I don't feel like life is, you know, we're here to get lessons. We're here to do certain things, and it was never going to be forever. And I feel like, you know, that's the number one thing, you know, that we all know coming into life. That's the only thing that's promised, you know? So I feel like, you know, I try to stay away from that. I don't find myself, like, pointing fingers at him often.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know the things that, like, when I start to question things, like, about, like, if certain things didn't go my way or things didn't go as I thought would be or as I thought would go as planned, like, later on I would see why, you know? So, like, that's what really, like, make me, like, not point fingers at him or, like, try to, like, why would this happen? Like, I'm really the type of person that, like, everything happens for a reason. I'm really that type of person. And I guess with, like, keeping my faith is just, like, we don't know everything. So, like, just knowing that you have faith in something, like, I just feel like you can't lose because, like, it's okay if you don't know right now. It's okay if you don't understand right now. Like, I will take that with, I will pair that with, in the end, knowing why it happened. Instead of, like, just keeping my mindset on, like, what's going to happen. I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And for me personally, I feel like I cling to, like, in the Bible, the mustard seed, just like that super small seed that, like, grew into an enormous tree. And kind of, like, looking back in my life and, like, seeing how far God has brought me just gives me peace. Because, like, it's like all the blessings that I have right now are not because of me, but because of Him. And just, like, putting my faith in Him and just, like, doing right by Him. That doesn't mean that, like, if you follow the book completely that your life will be perfect, because everyone has a different life. And I feel like also God allows us to go through trials and tribulations to teach us things, but also the world is like, everyone has free will and the devil's also working, but God's working harder. And I feel like it's important to stay close to Him, because you can easily, like, be like, oh my gosh, God is doing this, but it's actually, like, the devil. And, like, God is, like, trying to protect you and all these things. But, like, for faith, it's just, like, having faith, like a mustard seed, always keeps me going, because, like, small faith can get you really, like, far. So,
yeah. I feel like that's something I definitely want to look more into is, like, when bad things happen, is it, like, that's something that I've always gotten confused about. Like, is it the devil interjecting his plan and he's, like, allowing it so I can learn? That's something I definitely need to, like, read upon and kind of see how that works.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's something I definitely look into.
Agree with that, because it's like, I don't know. Yeah. It's like you're really trying to figure out, like, what is this teaching me? Why is this happening? Like, but you know, you can't really get the answer until, like, you just, like, you know, just keep going and keep having faith and beliefs and just knowing that everything is working out for you, whether it's good or bad. Like, yeah.
I feel like that should really bring us peace, and, like, we should definitely take more advantage of that. It's just in faith, everything's kind of working for you, and, like, nothing's gonna happen that's not, you know, really meant to be there, honestly. And you know He's got a plan. Like, I feel like that should just bring like overall calmness. Like that's what I keep on hearing y'all say, pretty much, and like, yeah, it's something
because
I
in
tend
this
to
world
forget.
of chaos, like we need that. We need something. We need that calmness and peace from him, like every day, because like this world is crazy. It really is. Like seriously.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I'm really trying to figure out, like with God, is like hearing His voice and knowing what's from Him and not from Him. Because I feel like in the past, like I would be in certain situation, I'm like, I mean, that's God, but like whole time it wasn't, you know. So I really have to like, I just really ask for like His voice to be distinctive, just so I can know it's from Him, and like I know that anything bad that I'm thinking or anything bad that I'm like putting myself into is obviously not from Him. So
That's a really good like thing to I feel like pray about and like request about. Like I feel like that's something that we all need, especially whenever you thought it was and it wasn't. Like you gotta build that trust even with yourself that you're detecting it right.
yes.
Yeah, kind of like going off that too. I feel like praying for like discernment is really important to me, because like for my mom, she like God gives her dreams and visions, and then for me, it's like I kind of like God has given me this gift to like not see through people, because that sounds creepy, but like I can kind of see like if people are genuine or not, and like literally first off of meeting people, if I have a bad feeling, it's just like I kind of just go with that, because I don't know, I feel like praying about it and like kind of just like knowing and trying to like what you said, like I'm asking God to like really show me something. I don't know, I feel like that's really like helped me.
Yeah, I definitely have that discernment. I feel like I can just tell off rip with a person, and like I can just feel everything, like how they like feeling for real. Like I just be knowing, and it's definitely a gift, but it's like at the same time, like it can have its downfalls, but it's definitely a gift. So like when it comes to like the chaos in the world, I was seeing on TikTok and they be talking about like the weather and the outages and like just everything that's going on. Like I just see a lot of people say like, oh, like is God coming back or whatever, like when it comes to those things. How do y'all feel about that? Because it is a lot of things going on now, but like I was thinking like in the past too, there was a lot of things going on then too. So it's like,
I don't know if this is a bad thing or not, but I don't really get caught up in that stuff too much. Like I feel like I don't like the fear and those tactics. Like I try to live my life right at all times. I feel like originally I was kind of scared into faith, like, oh, like you can go here and you can go there. I feel like that's not the way I needed to build my relationship with Him, So I feel like I try not to really like focus on that, because like you said, bad things happen since in the Bible, things bad back then.
Yes.
So it's like we can't really like try to project it or try to get ahead. Like that's what's God's gonna decide, and you can't try to play that game and try to,
you don't know. Nobody knows.
Exactly. So just as long as when I go to sleep, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, like I just don't get caught up in all that.
Yeah, because in Revelations it talks about how like you don't know the minute or the hour. So I agree with what you said, like not getting caught up in people trying to scare you. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but like in 2012 there's like the end of the world. Like, there was a movie, people were jumping off cliffs. I'm like, no way, like, and God does not want us to be like scared when He comes back. It's gonna be like happy times, but like also scary times, and like but like I just feel like keeping a relationship with Him in whatever way that looks like for you is important, and just like knowing that like He can come at any time, but like just making sure you're right with Him, and then everything else is okay.
That time in 2012 was so.
I watched that the other day. It's so crazy.
Like I was so scared. I was like, I was 11. I was 11 years old. I was so scared. Like I really thought it was over. Just cause like everything. I was like, why did they even happen? The movie, like everybody talked about it on social media. Like why? Like that was
propaganda, crazy stuff.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Do you guys remember people jumping off cliffs?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like on the news, like people were going to like tops of mountains and just jumping off, like when it hit 11.
God,
they were that convinced.
Yes. It is like
that is wild. It was crazy what like just the internet could do, just what the news could do, like.
And people believe in it, it's even crazier. Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
See, that's the devil though. That really is like.
He spoke to them, they walked up there and just jumped. It's so crazy.
That is wild. Yeah, I like that. Like, if you just just doing what you're supposed to be doing at the end of the day. Like, you know, you shouldn't be worried about it. So it's time for us to get into the hot topics. Okay. Our first hot topic. What are things you want to do for your kids as a parent that might be rare or wasn't done for you?
I like this question.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I didn't have nothing, but no. Let me see. I know I have something, but it's not going to my brain right now. But I know something I really, really want is I want to be like really like a mentor for my kid, which I feel like is like obvious, like duh, right? But I really do. I want to allow them to really have the space to like make decisions on their own. Like allowing them to really like say, okay, I want to do something. Even if I disagree with it, I want to allow them the freedom to just, you know, give it a try. I feel like that teaches them a lot, even going into adulthood, about like trial and error. Like when you always make decisions for your kid, I feel like you're not really teaching them, you know?
Yeah.
It's something I definitely want to do for my kid, and just really listen to them and make sure they feel like it's a safe space with me. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. For me personally, I grew up in an African household, and y'all probably heard the rumors, but like, I don't know, it's just like super like strict, and not even like with physical things like going out, but it's like also like mentally, like we didn't talk about a lot of like taboo topics, and maybe this happens in other households, but like for me personally, it's just like relationships and like boys. It's like, even for me, it's still taboo and it's crazy, but like for my parents, it's kind of like, it's like we don't talk about it, but then I'll be expected to like bring a man to the house, and then like my sister just did her official dowry thing. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like bride prize, where her man like brings stuff to my parents to then be able to marry my sister, like in our tradition. So like, I don't know, things like that is just like weird, because I kind of had to figure it out on my own, and also figure it out with like people from like school, which also I didn't really like, because I didn't like how they were doing things, but I was like, I needed to know about this and this, and having to get it outside. And like, I love my parents, but like that's something that I know that societally for them and like socially, that's just what they dealt with. So I don't know, being more open and like with conversations, even if it makes me uncomfortable. And then also like not being a helicopter parent, like you said, like letting my kids like figure out things on their own, not being down their back all the time, giving them like independence and privacy.
Yeah. Those are some good ones.
I don't know why, but the first one I put is playing in the rain. Like, I guess it was like more like, like just letting them do more things like that, like kid things, like getting dirty, like, you know, playing outside in the rain. Like, cause I know I was always like, get in the house, it's raining. I want to play in the rain, like, you know, like just letting kids be kids and like just do certain things like that. And I put like, I guess like what y'all was saying, like having a certain level of freedom, you know, like not saying no, don't do that, or when it's like really nothing, you know, they can do that, like they're just kids. So I would just say like just having that certain level of freedom, having a voice, letting them, you know, if they're disappointed, they can talk to, if they're mad, you know, they can like tell me that they're mad, and we can talk about why they're mad, you know, instead of like, you shouldn't be mad, you're a kid, what you need to be mad about. And like, you know, apologizing when I'm wrong, that's number one. Like, it's okay to apologize, parents, when you're wrong, I promise. And I would just say like reading to my kid at nighttime, tucking them in bed.
That's a simple thing. Yeah.
I really like what you said about playing in the rain, because I feel like it's something I actually still like to do to this day, because it's just so freeing. But like you said, the first thing my mom saying, like, what are you doing? You know, like they be quick to get on you.
You're gonna get sick.
Which true, you know.
This food gonna make us sick more than the rain.
That's true.
But those are facts. TV dinner this day, anyways. But no, that's something that your kids always gonna look back on. Like, remember when I was 6 and we went outside and we was playing in the rain, like. Just showing them that life's not to be taken so serious all the time, you know? I definitely want them to feel like they can be in tune with their emotions. There's so many things.
And like y'all said, having those conversations, like creating a safe space, like we can sit down and talk. Like I'd rather like because I feel like when you don't do those things in the house, you go outside looking for it, and that's when you get disappointed and everything. But it's like when you know you can do it at home and like have that conversation at home, like you will always have somebody to come to or somebody to come talk to instead of like just trying to hold stuff in and like suppress your feelings and like not having nobody to go to. When you should be able to go to your family, that should be number one.
I definitely agree. I know we got some. We gonna be some good parents.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay. Our second hot topic: decentering men. Y'all, Chloe know me. When it comes to this, like just relationship talk and everything, like I be going in. But like, I just want to start it out with saying like, we as women and men, like we both can be the problem. Like, you know. I just don't want, like, just before we get to this topic, I just don't want to start, like, with the gender wars and stuff like that. Because that's where I was going with it. Like, you know, like, we need to decenter men, honestly.
Yeah.
But I can just, like, we both are the problem when it comes to things. And, like, I'm not just sitting here pointing fingers at nobody, for real. Like, I don't want the gender war police coming for me. But, like, we both have work to do. But you have to start.
I kind of want to talk about the male gaze. Do y'all have like, I don't know, like my opinion of that is just like what women were projected to feel like they should look like. Or even like what you were raised as. I think my mom always raised me, always be cute, always have your toes done, always have your nails done, always have your hair, you know, straightened, perfume. All those things are good things. I'm not saying that they're not. I think BBLs are for the male gaze, okay?
So what do you mean by male gaze? Like,
Yeah, I was about to say, can you explain a little bit?
Okay, I'm saying male gaze, like with the Z, by the way.
Yeah,
I just want to clarify that really quick, just to make sure. But it's like, it's like what a man like
Expects you to be.
Yeah, like it's like basically like if I wear a dress and it's like really revealing in certain places, but like you want the male gaze, like you're going for like men's attention, versus like dressing how you want to dress.
I
like,
get what you're saying.
Like if you want to be comfortable, like like some of us not really going to be wearing the stuff that we want to wear, but we out going to the club and we know that we want a man, so we gotta put our assets. You know what I'm saying?
So
and it's not. Yeah.
What was the question? Like, what do we think is male gaze, or?
I don't know. I just want to start there with like how I feel like it's something that I feel like is really common. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing things that are like, I think as long as it's like for you,
I get what you're saying, because like a lot of the times it's like when they do tell us to keep your nose done, keep your toes done, keep your hair straightened, it's really like for men. That's how it's really kind of put.
And nothing's wrong with that either. It's just as long as you're not doing it for male attention, male validation. Yes. If it's centered literally around men, that's when it's a problem.
I definitely agree with that. Like, you should want to look cute for yourself. Like, I know when I'm getting dressed, like if I'm going out to the club, it's really for me. Like, and I just want to look good. Like, I mean, I know they go look, but
see, and as long as you feel good.
Yeah, but I don't really just catch myself like, let me pull this skirt up a little bit so this man can look at me, or so I can get. I don't really see myself doing that, but I definitely feel like that's what a lot of men think though. Like, she got that little skirt on, she wants somebody looking at that the whole time. Boy, no,
it's for you the whole time,
right?
Like, I've been like shopping with girls and they're like, oh, I can't get these jeans. Like, they might be baggies because my butt don't look good or whatever. Like, you still look cute. It's still comfortable.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be,
true,
for that attraction. Like, some things are just simply like fashion and like that's fine.
I be doing the opposite sometimes. Like, I don't want nobody to look at me.
No, yeah.
For real.
Let
me see what else I have.
I wonder if my things was like on the right track of decentering men.
Okay.
So, I guess this is, I'll say like I guess it's the same thing. Well, not really. But not considering a man's feelings as more important than your own. And I guess that goes with like caring what they think, I guess. And I feel like 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't do the same for you. Like they're not considering a woman's feelings over than their own feelings. And I feel like us as women, we do that a lot. Like we try to figure out like we try to do the right things so a man could feel good or something like that. You know, making them, you know, y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's the way of discerning it. Like just focusing on you and how you feel.
And I think that's important to say even for like single women and for people who are in relationships. Like even for me, like I can't really always be thinking about my man and our relationship. Like sometimes you really just have to like focus on yourself. Like I feel like it's very, very easy to always be thinking about, you know, if you're single, you know, how am I gonna find my man? How am I, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just like getting out of that and just seeing where life takes you when you pour into you. Who's gonna catch you along that journey, you know?
Yeah. I guess another one I had, it would be not making decisions based on what they want. Period. F you. Mm-hmm. That's what I put for real. But yeah, like I feel like, yeah.
Why does his opinion overrule yours?
Yeah.
And that's honestly with anything, like with clothes that you wear. Like, no, I don't want you going out with that. No, I don't want you going out in that.
What?
You know?
What? For real?
Like,
I really cannot imagine someone tell me what I can and cannot wear. Like that's really crazy when you think about it.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless it's in terms of like, I don't know. I really don't think that there's really any reason why you should be saying that.
Mm-mm. Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I put prioritizing friendships over toxic relationships.
That's a good one.
That can definitely be a way of like decentering in, because I know like a lot of people in a lot of situations where they'll go like hell and back for this dude, and like when it comes to like the friendships, like she can do one thing and like you're done with that friendship, and it's like when he leave, dude, you ain't got no friends. But it's like,
no man.
right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I definitely feel like, you know, that could be a way to decenter men, like prioritizing their friendships. Why would you prioritize something toxic with the dude? He ain't with it.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say also like, yeah, toxic too, but also sometimes I feel like even like prioritizing a guy over your friends is crazy, because I feel like you need to pour into your like friendships, or like even if it's like a guy like prioritizing a girl, but just like prioritizing like all aspects of your life, because like when you're in a relationship your life shouldn't stop. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pour into your friendships
and I definitely agree with that. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, like he shouldn't be holding you back from nothing that you want to do. Like say like you're working on like being more social because you've been antisocial all your life, and like you want to be social. Like I feel like that dude shouldn't hold you back from being social with who you want to be social with. Like, you know, like just don't let, because I've had that experience, like just letting a dude hold me back from things, and it's like, where he at now? Gone. So like, don't let nobody hold you back. It's not worth it.
That's something I feel like I've experienced like on the other side of it, in terms of like I had friendships that maybe weren't like the best. Maybe they were a little more toxic, and I was in a healthy relationship, so I felt like really drawn to be around him because I felt like I could be my true authentic self. Like I feel like he was uplifting, and it became like kind of addicting. It was refreshing to be around that, you know? So it was like I would hang out maybe with my friends, and like it was like maybe taxing on me, and then I was just more drawn to do that. So I feel like, and maybe I feel like that's more rare. Like usually it is what you guys are talking about, but
I see that side too.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you guys think about like well, it can be on either side. I'm not talking about just girls and guys, but from what I know, it's like successful girls, so like girls in their bag, like guys, like people like you guys doing a podcast, me having a business, and like getting with a guy that's like intimidated by your success. What do you guys think about that? Because yeah, it's crazy out here.
I experienced that.
Me too.
I have, even with this podcast, and it's crazy because it's just like they try to like talk down on you for what you doing for real. Like I'm literally out here doing something that I like, but like I just feel like that just comes from his insecurity.
Yeah, it does.
And how he feel about how whoever he or she, how they feel about themselves. they definitely don't need to be around you if they're like
putting
you know
you
what I'm
down.
saying?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Like they need to go because no.
Do you guys feel like you had a hard time like detecting that they were hating? Like, did you think they had your best interest at heart at first, or do you feel like you could tell from the jump?
I can tell.
I could tell, but I was acting delusional and dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
And I guess also you can be in like situations where even friendships or relationships where like we were talking about at the beginning, like you really want someone to be supportive, and it's just like, oh, maybe they're not supportive for whatever reason right now, but maybe they will be later. Or like, it's like, I don't know. But then it's kind of like you're selling yourself short because like, why do I have to like beg for your support? And like, it's so draining. Like, you should just be happy for me from the beginning.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then it's different like when it comes from like the opposite sex for like a whole man hating on you.
He's crazy.
And what you got going on.
It's crazy.
He probably mad because he ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. They definitely need to go. Get cut off.
I'm just in general disgust of the thought. I really just can't get past
Girl,
that.
you wouldn't even imagine the people out here.
Just crazy.
Jealous? Insecure?
Child.
Envious?
Of me? Little old me?
And you're a man, I'm a woman. I'm just a girl. Anyways.
Right. I had on here, what do we gain? Because before I get into it, like, I know I've had like people that I knew like that would just be so fixated on like being with this guy, having sex with like multiple guys. Like, I probably get like everybody has their little phase or whatever, but like I just feel like as we get older, like there's just no excitement in that. Like just messing with, just giving your body weight to all these different men, and like I just don't get what people gain from that as we get older. But like maybe it comes from like seeking male validation or whatever. But me personally, like I just don't see no gain in that. So I'm just saying like your body's a temple. Everybody don't deserve it.
I'm definitely on the same page with you, and I feel like it's to be on that page you get kind of like looked down upon in today's society, because I feel like, you know, we are so like open to that kind of thing, and I'm not against anyone who's doing that, but I don't know, like I'm just very careful with myself in any way. I don't feel like anyone deserves access to me in certain ways. I feel like in order to be with me in that way, that is such a like privilege and such like a special thing. So I just don't feel like everyone should have that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I'm definitely not against anybody who, you know, it's your body, do what you want. But like just like when it comes to just to come to terms with it, like, and from my experience, like you just don't gain anything from it but disappointment.
That's really what it is. I mean, like it feels like sometimes like you're like losing. It's not.
That's
if you're
what I'm
looking
saying.
at it like transaction, like you really are.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Because a lot of people do it like, yeah, I'm messing with him. He lit. He got all this. He got a scat pack, whatever.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like
What'd you
you're
gain?
losing. Like he's talking about you with his friends.
Yeah.
not the car. Like, what does it have to do with anything? Not the car.
Oh, bro, that's how that's how things are now.
Yeah. Do you guys believe in soul ties? Just wondering.
I do.
I definitely do, man.
Yeah.
Be hard to get them off,
Baby.
Yeah.
they're not.
Definitely hard. Definitely hard.
They're very real.
You just said soul ties. That just brought some back memory.
How do you get rid of soul ties though?
Baby, I be praying.
That's all you can do.
I don't know I don't know how else.
Because and if we're getting in our God spiritual bag, it's not meant to be like that. It's not everybody's supposed to get a swipe. It's supposed to be, you know, for, you know, something very, very special, you know?
Yeah.
I just think a soul tie in general is like not, because like, of course I don't know. I just feel like you don't get soul ties with everybody that you been with. I feel like you have to have like a special type of feeling towards that person to create that soul tie.
I agree.
But yeah, I definitely 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend getting a soul tie.
No, I agree.
And I would just say, don't waste your 20s like just trying to keep somebody around. Don't fight for them. It's not worth it. If it's not going well, then it's obviously for a reason. Don't try to be Captain Save-A-Ho, honestly. Like,
That's right.
literally, like,
If they want to go,
right.
go.
And I feel like I literally spend so much time like just trying to work things out, trying to understand how you are, trying to understand why you do things that you do, trying to like, no, it wasn't worth it. It's not worth it. They want to leave, let them go. Don't try to understand why they doing this and that. It's obviously for a reason. Like, and I feel like that's just me, like, just wearing my heart on my sleeve. And, like, just trying to understand people and be so open-minded and just, like, love hard. And, like, I definitely wasted a lot of time doing that. Let them go. Don't waste your time trying to keep somebody around.
I can't remember who told me this, but people will tell you who you are, like, automatically. They'll tell you exactly who you are, what they want. We just don't listen. We just don't want to see it. We keep on trying to make something that it's not. Like,
maybe I was colorblind. I seen red for green.
God be trying to tell us too.
He do. Like, oh, I be saying, like, just God, if you just gave me one more chance, I would have seen the red. I promise.
That initial gut feeling.
Yeah.
That's what you was praying for. He was trying to give you the sign. You didn't want to see the sign.
Trust the signs. I promise they there. For real.
Is you ready to see them? No.
Right. You gotta be. But yeah, that was all for the hot topics.
We had some good ones too.
We did.
Yeah. I guess to end it off, we can answer our deep questions. Y'all can take a card. Oh, thank you. Is it hard or easy for you to follow through on commitments? I feel like it's very hard for me. I mean, very easy. I'm sorry. Very like, oh wait, very easy for me because like, if I say I don't be talking. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm obviously do it. So I think it's easy for me to follow through on commitments.
A woman of her word.
We love that. Mine is, do you initiate plans or wait for people to reach out, and why? I feel like this depends. Like, if it's someone I've known for a long time and like I feel like I'm always like initiating plans, then I'm a like pull back a little bit and then see if they're doing it. And then I don't know, I'm never gonna beg for someone's time. And then also I feel like friendships and relationships should be like transactional, but in a way that's like you're both benefiting. Like a friendship or a relationship shouldn't drain you. So yeah,
I like that answer.
thank you.
I think I got the wrong card, but what important life lessons have you learned from being single?
Oh yeah.
And I haven't been single in how many years now? I don't know. It's been a minute, but I mean, we can all answer it. I can answer for being in a relationship, I guess.
What life lessons have you learned
From being single.
What life lessons?
I'm trying to think when I was single.
To put yourself first. Don't act off emotion all the time. See the flags up front. See the red flags up front.
Before you get invested, I feel like that's a really good. I did learn that when I was single. Like, before you get invested and get, like, start loving them, like, just see it right then and there. Like, because especially if you know you're a person who's, you can fall in love with somebody,
Yeah.
then, like, before you start getting attached, just see it right then and there. And
I just don't understand how we be getting attached and trying to love them anyway when they have these signs. What's wrong with us?
I don't know.
It's that way. I don't know. You just want to see it. You see potential in them.
Never again. I don't even know who potential is in my next relationship. Potential who?
Yeah. For me personally, after being like in a super toxic relationship, I feel like now it's just like if I see a red flag, like from the first conversation, I'm not talking to you again. And I feel like that could be a blessing and a bad thing, but I feel like it's a blessing though, because like now I just don't put up with stuff. And I feel like the next person I'm with, it's just they're gonna have to like really work hard to be with me, because like I don't put up with BS anymore. And like I've spent too much time healing for me to just like let my heart be broken again. So I don't know. I just feel like the right person is gonna get the world. So yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
Okay, so that wrapped up our session for today. I really enjoyed this session.
Me too. I want to come back sometime.
Yes,
Please
let us
do.
know. Please do, for real.
Yes.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
Well, if you guys made it this far, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it.
And make sure to tune in every Wednesday for a new session.